Hey guys, it is Arika Misha. Thank you so much for watching today. And as you guys can see by the title of today's video, looking down at my notes, Not Now God. Not Now God. And let me read what I wrote down as I was doing my Bible study. I wrote down how we put off spending time with God, delaying in doing what God wants us to do. Yeah, this is something that God was talking to me about, or should I say something that God was getting on me about. He was getting on me about delaying things that he has told me to do. And if you're not being obedient, then you're being disobedient. You know, if God tells you to do something, you don't do it, it's disobedience. And we don't want to be doing that. Speaking from experience. But it's what God wanted me to come and talk about today. The not now God. And I'm speaking, personally from my spiritual journey here with this subject. It was something that God was talking to me about. And, something that, God was instructing me to do. And, I was saying, God, okay, I understand what you want me to do. I get it. Definitely. God, I hear you. And it was more of I hear you, God, but not now, God. Because I was in the middle of doing a million things. Y'all know how it gets. In the middle of doing a million things. You're dealing with the kids. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're dealing with work. Dealing with whatever it is. And God was telling me to do something, and I said, okay, God, and he was like, okay, go ahead and do it. And I'm like, okay, I was okay, well, let me finish this. And like, who am I to tell God, not now, God? And isn't it what we do when God instructs us to do something, when God tells us to do something, and we say, not now, God? And I thought about that moment. As I still didn't do what God told me to do, I said, God, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to not do it not now. I'm going to do it later in a few minutes. Let me finish this. And as I was saying to God, not now, God began to say to me, when I instruct you to do something, you need to do it. Because it's all about timing. God said, it's all about my timing. And I immediately said to God, I said, God, forgive me. Because I've been there and done it. I've done this. I've been in this situation before where God tells me to do something and I put it off and do it when I want to do it. I've done that, and, I'm just speaking my truth. And I said, oh goodness. I was like, okay, God, let me go ahead and do what it is that you told me to do. And I did exactly what God told me to do. And just like he said, it was his timing. All about his timing is so important. And when we say not now to God, God tells us to do things. And when we say not now, it's disobedient. First of all, it's being disobedient. But if God is telling us to do something, most of the time, pretty much all the time, it's something that he wants us to do. God may tell you to do it now. He may tell you to do it an hour from now. He may tell you to do it next week. It just depends. But what I'm saying is the not now God, that we do, the not now God. And as I did what God wanted me to do, I began to, feel, convicted. I began to feel like, oh, okay, wow, here it is, you felt like you've grown past this. When God tells you to do something and you're not doing it, you're doing it when you want to do it. Here it is. I'm feeling like I've grown past that, but I had a moment where I was not now God, and then me saying to God, okay, not now God, but I'll do it in a few minutes. thinking that was okay, but it wasn't, because it's all about God's timing. You know, because he was telling me to do it now. He said to do it now. Hello, now. And we have to stop saying not now, God. We have to stop putting off God. We have to stop saying, no, not now, God. We're not going to do it. God, I'll do it later. Okay, God, I'll do it. I'll do it this day. I'll do it that day. You know, no matter what it is that God is asking us to do or calling us to do, you know, even me thinking back to me answering the call, and I was like, not now, God, you know, maybe later. You know, God, I'm still doing what I want to do out here, and I'm still doing this. I'm still doing that. Not now, God. You know, it made me think about that moment too, you know, where I was, okay, God, I hear the call. But God, I'm not ready to answer it. Not now, God. And that's what we do. We not now, God. But you know what God was talking to me about? God was saying to me, well, what if I said not now to you when you came to me for things? And God said, and think about all the emergencies you had. What if I said not now? It's what God was talking to me about. And God wanted me to come and talk about it today. The not now, God. Are you not now in God? Yeah. Something that God was talking to me about. You know, of course, he was getting on me about it because I didn't do it when he said do it. And, you know, isn't that something where we think that we are past something, or we've spiritually grown past something, and then something happens and you're like, oh, okay, well, not so much. You know, not so much. We have to be careful and listen to God. And when God tells us to do something, we have to be obedient and do what God says when he says do it. And I'm just speaking to you guys from my experience on that side of not doing it when God say do it, and suffering the consequences of being disobedient. So it's what God wanted me to come and talk about today. The not now, God. Putting off what God wants us to do, putting off what God is asking us to do or telling us to do. It's what God wanted me to come and talk about today. So, this is Arika Misha. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go in the description box, guys. Click on that link to my second channel over there. I'm doing DIYs, grocery hauls, makeup, hair, all kind of things over there. It's just my life, and I just share. I do deals. I go and do grocery deals. I go do makeup deals, household item deals. You know, just showing you the deals and how you can go to the store and, you know, get a discount and save your money. Just different ways of saving money, because we all need to save, because we all know with everything going up. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye.